Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday. Hey, how are you today? First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. I am just happy to be in the house of the Lord. Because it's Wellness Wednesday. Y'all, today I woke up and I decided to be happy, and God put a life insurance gift in my lap. So I'm feeling pretty excited. If you don't know me, my name is Cherette. I'm a holistic health pusher. I call myself a pusher because I think calling myself a coach is weird, but people know what that is. I help Black entrepreneurs create generational health by understanding the language of the body and the brain. Today's a special day because you're here with me. So I want to talk to you about creating habits, because if you know anything about creating a healthy lifestyle, you know that I had to fix my wig. You know that habits are the foundation to a healthy lifestyle. I want to get a backdrop because I feel this is my room, but wouldn't it be nice if it was a color? Anyway, if you ever tune in on Wellness Wednesdays, you know that I do that a lot. So you're going to have to deal. Okay. But today I want to talk to you about creating healthy habits, because habits are hard as fuck. And there's a good reason for that. I'm going to explain to you why they're hard, but it's also a good thing. Breaking habits is a bitch. Oh my God, it's so hard, but it's for good reason. And what that means is if you create a habit of something that you actually desire, once you create the habit, it's hard to break. So you can use this for your benefit or for your detriment. Either way, it's up to you. The thing is, in life, every single thing you do is either lifting you higher or bringing you down. Let me turn this off. Let me share first, because hold up. Bam! I haven't been doing that lately. Join me. Wellness Wednesday. I haven't been sharing at all lately. And if you guys don't know, we are up on Instagram. So you can watch these replays on Instagram on Mama Rose page. Comment, tell me what you think. If you are watching replay, go ahead and comment #replay so we know and I can reach out. All right. So let me share this. Oh, did I just unshare it? This is horrible. But yeah, so habits are amazing things if we use them for our good. The crazy thing is that most people don't understand habits, therefore they can't use them for their good, because if you don't understand what you're doing with something, it's really hard to navigate it. For instance, if you don't know how to drive a car, try to get in a car and go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Would you let your 5-year-old get in a car and take you somewhere? No, because you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand the mechanics of the car. One of the things in health is that we always are trying to get healthy or change our habits or do this, and we don't understand the mechanics of our brain and our body. So it makes health very difficult, because you're basically trying to target an abstract theory. And so that's why I'm here. Habits are basically the actions that you do daily that create your lifestyle. I'll put it like that. Now, I want to go back a little bit, because there is a breakdown in our community with habits, and it's so deep. But I'm going to give you this tidbit because, again, understanding the mechanics helps you understand habits, right? So, the job of the man in the house is actually to create habits for success and wealth. The etymology of paternal is PAT, which actually comes from the word patron. And your patron is the person who mirrors successful habits to you. So, a lot of the times, if you have not had a very strong male figure, a very strong, healthy male figure in your life, you might struggle with habits. Know that that's super normal. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? From a small age, we're actually designed as humans to be shown habits and then take the habits on, right? Well, if you didn't have a strong male figure, a healthy, strong male figure in your life, whose job it is to show you those habits, a lot of the times the habits fall on our women, but women are super busy, y'all. Like, we're the nurturers. So where we can still kind of hold our grounds and not have as strong as a habitual formation as a male. Males are creatures of habits. Like, if you ever live with a male, you'd be like they really are, they thrive on habits. Like, they like to, that's why more males will show up to work on time and like be there 5 minutes early. Well, you'll see, and it's not, I'm not saying everybody, but in general, you'll see this. Like, men tend to have the same exact style. If a man tucks in his shirt, he tucks in his shirt. They're like creatures of habits. So that, I want to start with that because a lot of people think like, oh, my habit formation sucks. But a lot of times it traced back to something greater than you. And I don't want you to feel like it's, you know, it's impossible, because it's not, but there's a reason why you are set up how you're set up. So know that. And don't judge yourself. Give yourself like grace. You know what I'm saying? Because you were actually supposed to be taught healthy habits from your parents. Now, here's a thing, right? Your parents do teach you habits, right? But if their habits are not healthy, you get passed down like unhealthy habits. And they're hard to break because what habits are brain circuits that are repeatedly used. What a brain circuit is basically, you have like all these neurons up in your brain, right? Your neurons are like your brain cells. And the pathway that the electricity travels in order to connect to another neuron is called a brain circuit. Now, a habit is like a circuit of those that complete an action. For instance, if every day I get up and I meditate, it sucks at first. You're like, your brain's all over the place. But if you do it over and over and you keep connecting the neurons from point A to point B, you keep doing it. Every day you get up, your neurons are going that same route over and over again. That's what creates the habit. All right. When you have that pathway and you keep doing it, you keep doing it. Every time you do it, every time you do the circuit, it gets stronger and stronger. So it's like if you were in the gym, right? If you were in the gym and you're like, okay, I'm going to start out lifting this speaker. And you're like, oh, all right, I'm getting there. All right. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay. And then like day 4, you're like, okay, forget this speaker. I'm going to get like this jug of water, because it's a little bit heavier. And you're like, oh yeah, I could feel that. Soon enough, you're a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2, 3 months in. Now this jug of water has turned into 50 pounds, 100 pounds. So the reps that you are doing with the weight equates to the reps that you're taking with the brain circuit, and that creates the habit. Now, like if you're in the gym, you know how like when you get in a groove, like at first it sucks and then you get in a groove and you're like, man, this is nothing. I'm just going to the gym. That's how you know the habit is formed, because it doesn't take any extra energy for you to do it. Now, why this is a gold mine in your health is because when you allow something to become a habit, to become a habit, what happens is now you free up your brain from needing to process what you're actually doing, right? So now every time you go to the gym, your brain doesn't have to process it. Now every time you go and like floss, your brain doesn't have to process it. You're freeing up space. So like on your phone, if like the storage on your phone, it gets like really close to full and it starts acting up, it's like, that's how your brain does. When your brain is on overload, that's when we get burnt out. That's when we have like episodes and we're like freaking out. All right. So what you're doing by creating habits is you're clearing up space and storage in your brain so that now when you have a new project, your brain doesn't freak out as much because it has the space to deal with it. So in this way, this creates a situation where your habits are like supercharging your brain. Think about if you're like, okay, I want to be healthier, right? And as soon as you get up, you do water therapy, right? Water therapy is when you drink like 1.5 liters of water as soon as you get up within the first hour. So I try to get through this within the first hour that I wake up. When I tell you water therapy will have you on the toilet like, oh, what did I eat last night? If you want to detox, you should try water therapy, right? Water therapy is not a habit for me yet. But if I want to drink more water, having water therapy as a habit is optimal because now I just get up, go. Let me drink some water right now while I'm playing with y'all. Do you have water near you? If so, you should drink it right now with me. Hydration literally keeps you alive. Your cells need water. Anyway, so if I want to drink more water, that's my goal for health, right? And I get up every day and immediately I do my water therapy. My brain doesn't have to process that anymore. And now I'm at almost a half a gallon of water before my day even starts. Say I want to take care of my teeth more, right? Say that every time I shower, no, I'm sorry, every time I'm about to get in the shower, I floss. That becomes a habit. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go take a shower. I don't even have to think about flossing. I just start to grab it and floss and get in the shower. That's the power of a habit that you don't even have to think about it. And a lot of times, literally, you'll see that you will start to create like situations where you're literally just doing it. Like you'll be flossing before you realize you're flossing. You'll be, done with the water therapy before you realize you're even drinking water. Like that's how much free space it creates in your brain. So we can use this as our benefit. A lot of the times we use habits against us. We do habit formation on things that do not lend us towards abundance. We do it that in things that lends us towards lack, like sugar or sleeping in, or every time you hit the snooze button, you're creating a habit. So now like you wonder why, like, oh, when I wake up, it's hard for me to get up. I have to hit the snooze button. It's because you created that habit of doing that. And then we live in a society where it's marketed to you that that's the appropriate action. Like think about this. If every time you get up, you hit the snooze button, right? You're creating a habit. Then you'll watch TV and you'll see people wake up and hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. You see it on TVs. You see it on commercials. You see it on social media. So that in itself helps to strengthen that connection, that brain circuit to where it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. So you even have to be like, this is another thing, but even with habits, what you consume as far as like what you see, it actually is adding to your habit formations. So if you watch a whole lot of people eating cake, it's going to be really hard to break your habit of eating sugar, whether it's at night. Like, so if at night you want to stop eating sugar, You probably want to cut off the TV because you don't want to be triggered by seeing someone who eats sugar, because that'll put your brain circuit on alert and be like, oh, so where's my sugar? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's deep. Anyway. Okay. So I'm reading my notes. I took notes today. Aren't you proud of me? So in order to break a habit, because this habit is so strong, when you want to break a habit, it's very imperative that you begin to nurture your nervous system. Here is why. In order to reset your brain and your nervous system, they both have to be at a state of rest. It's like, for instance, I don't know, have you ever tried to wake up a kid or wake up anybody, like an adult, a kid, it really doesn't matter. If you try to wake them up, and jolt them, and you shake him, you're like, ah, an alarm goes off, you need to wake up. What happens is that person is jolted out of their resting state and they're unaware of what's going on, because that, like, when you're in a state of stress, everything shuts down and it goes to survival mode. So you can't digest food, you can't feel pleasure. When you're in an environment of stress and anxiety, if your body and your brain is under stress and anxiety, literally, you're not even tasting food all the way. All right? You can't process anything. What happens to your body is everything comes up to be acutely aware of what's going on in your eyesight, and your heart starts to beat, and so you don't have as much sensation even in your fingertips, in your extremities. All of the blood rushes up to help with your heart, because now your body's getting prepared to survive. So it's getting prepared to run. So now your pleasure systems in your midsection, all the blood rushes to your heart so you can go, 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 go. So this is, first of all, detrimental as fuck. Like, we got to calm down, y'all. We got to calm down. If we're going to heal in our community, we have to nurture our nervous system. That is another episode, but we have to get to a better state of relaxation. And here's the thing, your environment doesn't have to change for you to relax. You can have World War III going on around you and still have the ability to nurture your nervous system and bring it to a state of rest. Okay? I'll talk about that. Hold on. I'm putting it down so you know it's going to be a show later. Because I be hella mentioning all the shows that I'm going to tell y'all later, and then I don't write them down and I forget. Anyway, so you have to bring it to a state of realization. And the reason why is because change can only occur in a state of creativity. Your creativity is literally what jolts in new things. Like, you have, if you want, like, to create something new, you have to be in a state of creativity. Creativity only occurs when your brain is at a state of rest and not survival, flight, flop, any of this, right? So you bring your nervous system down, your brain cycles down, and you rest them. That is the only way to penetrate something new. Now, once you have done that, you pick your new habit. So say you want to stop, I don't know, you want to stop drinking coffee, right? And this is a really good example, actually. So what you do first is you pick something that's super tangible. Now, I believe in baby steps. I believe in being right where you are. And so for me, that looks like, excuse me. I wouldn't, so if I drink coffee, which I drink coffee, but not like that. I wouldn't go from like coffee to tea, right? I would go from, like, I don't know, something with a little kick on it that has like a little, maybe not caffeine, but a little boost. So maybe you're going to like the chai latte, like the immunity mushroom things, but you want it to still taste like, if you If you just drink your coffee black, you want to move to something that has a little flavor. If you drink it creamy, then you want to move to something a little bit more creamy. But the thing is to up level. So I have a natural energy supplement. A lot of my clients actually use that instead of coffee in the beginning of the AM. Now, I always suggest that if you are consuming caffeine to like plan to be up off of it. But the reason why I offer this is because I had so many clients who were like addicted to coffee in the AM. So that's one of the resources you can use as well. You can go to my website, www.justtheletterbhealthynow.com. It's right here. So it's justbhealthynow.com. And you can purchase our energy blend if you struggle with coffee. It's Coffee is so detrimental because just like I was saying, if you jolt somebody out of sleep, a lot of us drink, well, a lot of y'all, because I don't do it, drink coffee as soon as you wake up, and it puts your nervous system at a state of alert. All right. So find something that you can switch to. So maybe it's the energy blend. Maybe it is a higher caffeine tea. Maybe it's like the chaga immunity blend mushroom thing. Whatever you do, pick something new that's better than the habit you're coming from. And you're going to start to do that every time you would have done the last habit. Now, excuse me, y'all. It just came over me, Lord. Now, here you want to understand the effects of compound interest. Compound interest, you use a little bit over time and it makes a very significant change. So you don't have to change. Like if you have 8 habits you want to change, do them one at a time and do the small one. Say you just want to drink more water. Okay, cool. Say you just want to meditate. Okay, cool. Even if you meditate every day, it can be 5 minutes when you start. Because the thing is, the least amount of resistance you have between what you want to do and what you're actually doing, the better. And the longer your sessions go, so like if you start meditating and you're trying to get at 30 minutes or an hour, you're more likely to not continue meditating. And the reason why is because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be successful because it's long as fuck and you're just starting. And when you're not successful, that is a disappointment to your brain, and your brain wants to keep you safe and away from disappointment. So what's it gonna do? Your brain's gonna be like, nah, B, we don't want to go over there and do this dot dot anymore because clearly it doesn't work. So you want to start out very small. 1% is enough. Like 1% better is enough. If you, and I know this is nasty, but I'm just saying, if you only brush your teeth 4 times a week right now, just bumping it up to 5 times a week will actually help you. That 1% compounds and it like changes everything. Okay. Everything. Excuse me. Usually I take my nap before I come on here, and today I didn't because I got a whole new insurance policy. I'm really excited about this insurance policy. It's amazing. This is a side note. How much time I got? Okay, I got time. This is a side note. If you can get you an index universal life insurance policy, because it allows you to be your own bank. So you'll never have to borrow money from a bank again. You'll just borrow it from your own self. I just wanted to put that out there. If you got any questions, you can DM me. I will spill all the tea, honey, because we need generational health and generational wealth. Together, our generations will be good. Good, 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 good. But we have to start making changes for our future. Even if you ain't got no kids. Yeah, I know all y'all be like, oh no, I ain't having to plan on no kids. I don't care. Our future still depends on you and what you do today. We need to do better as a community. We have to be healthier and we have to be wealthier. Okay? If you believe in the Bible, know that the Bible mentions you having money more than you having faith. So that's my little spiel. Anyway, that 1% interest compounds like a mother. And here's what you're looking for with habits. You're looking for momentum. I was about to say what momentum is, but I don't. Let me look it up real quick. Hold up. Momentum. Because this is a good question. Technically, what is momentum? To move. Product of the mass and velocity of a body, quantity of motion of a moving body. Okay, so it just means to move. Move that ass. Momentum. Force gained by momentum. An impulse, impelling force. All right. All right, so that's what it means. But basically, momentum is you gaining motion in everything that you do. So momentum doesn't care how big your steps are. Momentum only cares that you're taking steps. So, and once you start taking steps, it'll compound. Like all of your actions will compound. So momentum is important because it can take you either which way. Momentum does not discriminate. So if you have a, oh no, excuse me. So if you have a habit that's good or bad, it's both going to work for you or against you. If you're smoking cigarettes, every day you smoke cigarettes, you're making the habits stronger. You're closing the brain circuits and you're making it stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you're on top of that, you're putting momentum on top of that, and you're putting a compounding effect on your habits. That's why people can look up in like 23 years. They're like, damn, I'm still smoking. Time went by fast and I didn't even realize it because they're compounding, they have momentum. It's like it's some numbers game, okay? So in this, you can use it for your benefit. If you have something that you love, you got something you love, like something healthy that you love, like excuse me, herbal teas, right? Like I love herbal teas. So one of my goals is to create a habit that I drink a cup of tea every time before I go to bed. This is a gold mine. Like I'm talking about golden. Okay. So what will happen is I start to do that that one action, drink a cup of tea, right? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to start researching the teas. And then I'm going to get into herbalism. And then I'm going to go ahead and teach other people how to do it. So this one little thing, it starts to roll and compound in its interest in your life because you're going to start learning. You're going to start, doing all the things. Like that's literally how it works. That's how momentum works. And so now you'll have momentum standing at your corner, giving you a high five instead of like wreaking havoc on your life. So, in short, the best thing to do to create a new habit is to pick one thing at a time. Don't you dare go try and not eat no meat, not eat no dairy, change the amount of water you're eating, all this stuff at the same time. That is putting your brain in overload. Matter of fact, that's making your brain stressed, and that is going against the grill of what you're trying to do. All right. So have grace with yourself through the process. When you recognize that you have a habit that you don't like, sit with it and be okay with it. Be okay. Be okay. Be okay. All right? Because everything is good, it's all well. But know that when you want to create a new habit and you want to form it, this is the blueprint, okay? You change your habit in order to free up space and allow your brain to process quicker. And so now that you have the explanation, you want to actually break the habit, nurture your nervous system, then bring a new habit in. All right? So let me know how that was to you. Did you like it? Did you find my explanations perfect? Did you find that they were horrible? Are you watching this on replay? Let me know what's going on. Comment and literally let me know what's going on because I want to know. I'm kind of nosy, but it's okay because I'm like nosy in a professional way. Okay. Well, that's my time. I hope that you found some very valuable information in understanding the language of your brain. And I will talk to you next time, next week at the same time, same place on Wellness Wednesday.